Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. I'm in Pemberton, Minnesota. Got a fun little auction preview. And I tell you what, we have a super sale coming up on Saturday, July 29th. And this is Louis Schweim. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Louis and your two brothers, Ralph and Myron.
Correct.
Having your retirement sale in about, what, a week and a half here?
Yes.
And now I'd heard from my friend Matt Maring, Kevin, and Adam and the crew there how nice your line of machinery was, and boy, walking around the yard here, they weren't kidding. This is sharp looking stuff. And Louis, now can we do a little walk and talk of the machinery? Show people what we got on the sale?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, well, let's hop over here with our first tractor. We have this is a 95 model John Deere 5400, about 5,600 hours on it with a loader. And you guys bought this one used, Louis?
This one was bought new.
Oh, you bought a new?
Yeah.
Okay. From Kibble in Montevideo?
Mankato.
Oh, Mankato.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm a West Central Minnesota guy. I always think Kibble, Montevideo, but right in Mankato. So what have you guys been using this tractor for over the years?
Mostly yard tractor. We had livestock over there, so that's what we used it for.
And what would you tell people about your guys' farm here in South Central Minnesota, Louis? How many acres are you guys running? What are you growing?
Oh, at one time it was up to 1,500 acres, and we was farrow to finish on hogs for a while, but we went to custom feeding hogs.
Okay.
And we raised some cattle over at the other farm.
Okay.
So.
And Louis, just time to retire? Is that?
Yeah, that's kind of the way it works.
Okay. You're a golfer like me, I hear.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. A little more time for golf, huh?
Yeah.
And now you did not plant this spring, right?
No, we last fall was our last harvest. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did that feel like this spring when you didn't plant?
It was all right.
Just time, huh?
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's great. Let's go down the liner now, Louis. Next, we've got an 81 10T with a spray rig on it. Why don't you tell us about it here? Looks like it's an 01 model with just under 3,700 hours.
Yeah, it's 16-inch tracks on it. It's we got the sprayer on it most of the time.
Sure.
It's 80-foot boom fast sprayer.
Okay.
1,000-gallon tank on the back.
Okay.
So.
And did you and Ralph and Myron buy this one used or new?
The tractor was used. The sprayer was new.
Sprayer was new. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been getting some calls on the sprayer?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
good.
They come to look at it. So.
And I understand we're a week and a half out here, but you've been getting some good traffic through.
Oh yeah. On the web and right here in the yard. So
right. Yeah. MaringAuction.com, folks, if you want to check out the wholesale bill. Matt's great website there. Now, I understand this next tractor, Adam was saying, been getting tons of calls on. Is that correct, Louis?
Well, yeah, that's what Adam was saying. So it
looks like an 07 8330 IVT, and let's see how many hours. I'll check on the website. I can't see the number of hours, but a very clean looking tractor. Did you buy this one used also, Louis?
Yes, we did. It was probably a couple years old. So
okay.
But, yeah.
Did you buy it private or from Kibble or?
This one came from Arnold's when we bought the planter and the tractor. It was all connected. So
bought it from a red dealer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it was with the planter, you said?
Yeah. Yes.
We'll pan around here. And what planter do you have on? This is a 16-row 1770?
16-row 1770. Yeah.
Okay.
Got fertilizer and smart boxes on the box for insecticides.
So the planter was kind of hooked up to the tractor when you guys bought it?
Yeah.
Just a little easier to buy them both, huh?
Well, we did this time.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down to our next tractor, Louis. We got a 2008 John Deere 9430T. What's that, 36-inch tracks on this baby?
Yep.
Okay. And looks like, what, 2,201 hours on it, huh?
That's it.
You guys, how'd the tracks work for you here, South Central Minnesota?
Yeah, I like tracks. So.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
And this one you bought new?
New, Mankato.
From Kibble?
Yep.
Okay. All right, and I noticed next to this we have a very clean combine, 2010 9670. Low hours on it. Was it under 1,100 engine hours?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long have you guys, did you buy this one new or used? Or?
We bought this, probably was a 1 or 2 years old, and
Okay.
from Mankato.
And you and your brothers, Ralph and Myron, you shared machinery over your land?
We had one set of machinery, and we each own our land. So
okay.
But,
well, now Louis, tell our farm audience the secret to working with your family successfully that many years and working with your brothers. That's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, we survived somehow. So, but we just got along together, and we made it work. So.
And your two brothers are younger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they look up to you for farming and life advice?
Not really.
Oh, I'm sure they did, Louis. Let's keep on down the line here. We got a 608C corn head. Did you buy that with the combine same time or not?
No, actually, we had our old head on it for a while, and then we bought this, and I believe it was 2012.
Okay.
So, but yeah. But
now, your machinery looks so clean here, Louis. What's been your guys' philosophy in terms of caring for the machinery over the years?
Well, you always keep it up, and always, like the combine, we'd always have it checked over in the summertime, so fall we had no problems with it. So
Kibble, they do an awesome job over there too. So
they do, but we had them check over, and when we couldn't fix something, we let them fix it, and we could fix a lot of it. So, but.
Right. Well, that's probably a big part why you're getting so many calls. This stuff is so clean.
But
now we got some tillage over here. Let's go take a look there. We've got, what is it, a 730C ripper here? Did I catch that right? 730C.
Yes, 730C.
Okay. So you're not all green here, Louis.
Well, a couple items.
What was the first tractor that you ever drove when you were a kid?
Oh, God. I know a lot of the time I was on a 720 John Deere. So no cab, no nothing.
And you grew up right around here by Pemberton?
Closer to Mankato, but yeah, but on the other farm.
So you've watched Mankato grow like crazy over the years, huh?
We did, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what other head do we have behind the combine here?
That's a 35-foot.
35F, okay. Okay, and tell me about the right way roller, the 4300.
Oh, we've had that now probably 5 years or so. We bought it from a farmer, so.
Okay, how's that work for you?
It worked fine, yeah. We always rolled our beans, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we turn here, boy, the corn is looking unbelievable here. It's been raining just enough here in south central Minnesota so far this year?
We were adequate all spring long.
Yeah.
And we just got a couple inches not long ago, so, but.
Hot and humid, and that stuff tends to grow, doesn't it?
It does.
You can hear it grow. And what do we got for tillage here?
Well, it's probably a 30-foot chisel plow.
Okay.
16-inch spacings.
Okay.
And that's worked fine.
Okay.
I mean, we always stirred up the ground a little bit in the fall of the year.
So how would you and your brothers, when you decide you needed to upgrade a piece or trade or buy or sell, collective decision, or who?
Well, I guess when we could afford to do it, we did it.
Right. You bet. Let's go take a look at that. We got a wagon over here, a 672 Brent.
Yep.
Have you owned that for a while?
Actually, we bought that about 3 years ago from a farmer.
Okay.
We had a John Deere, and we upgraded a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, those Brents are nice wagons. 672 here, folks. And again, just go to maringauction.com. You got the whole listing there. We'll have live internet bidding. And Louis, now, did Matt and the guys tell you we're coming to film for this auction for our TV show?
Yes, they have.
This is going to be fun stuff to put on RFD TV, Louis. It's it'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We'll have a couple big cameras, and we'll maybe even get a microphone on you for the sale, huh? How about that?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe my brothers will do that.
There you go. And we got a Balzer tank here.
Yep.
Let me walk around the other side and get a shot of it here.
We had livestock over there, and for the hogs, we always pump the pits and stuff.
Okay,
so,
sure.
But good fertilizer.
And your farm and your brothers were fairly close here, or?
Well, we had land in between the other farm and these farms out here.
Okay.
So we just farmed along the route there.
Sure. Now this next item, Louis, these sharp grinder mixers, I'm always intrigued. We've seen some really hot bidding on these things. the last few years. Why don't you tell us about the one you guys have here?
I don't remember when we bought it. We bought it new, and I believe it came from Arnold's
Okay.
implement in Mankato.
Farmhand 822.
Yep, and it's been a good mill. I mean, we ground, when we were fair to finish, we ground all our feed with it, with that, and
Right.
and the cattle. So,
Sure. And next year, last two, I want to highlight a couple nice smaller pieces. Got a New Holland 135 spreader. Been a good little spreader for you.
Oh yeah, yep, did the job.
And again, look at that corn back there, folks. Good stuff. Now here's a round baler, Louis. I don't see a ton of John Deere 375s. Did you buy this one at Kibble also?
No, we bought this one up in Belle Plaine.
Belle Plaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had it. They had what we wanted, so
Sure.
that's where we got this one. So,
You guys had it for a while?
yeah, we've had it for several years. We roll ditch hay up for the calves and stuff.
Okay.
So, but
Okay. And let's see, we got some other. Is that a disc? What do we got over there? The covered up there. Is that a
that's a mower.
or
Disc
conditioner?
mower.
Okay.
Massey Ferguson.
Massey. Okay.
Yeah.
And a Van Brunt. I always like to see Van Brunt drills on sales, Louis. That's good. How long you had that?
Forever. That was Dad's, to be honest with you. So,
Did you pull that behind the 720?
well, probably a smaller tractor, probably the B or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
So,
Gotcha.
many years
Okay.
ago.
Well, again, we're about a week and a half out from sale here, Louis, and so you're ready for sale day.
It's getting closer. Yeah,
Yeah.
things are falling in line. So,
Right. Well, you've got it all lined up here. You've already been having people come through to look at your stuff?
yep. Yeah, there's been several people coming through. So,
Okay. And your contact information is on the sale bill, maringauction.com?
that's straight.
Okay. Well, check it out, folks. This is going to be a really fun sale Saturday, July 29th. And Louis, we really appreciate you giving us a walk through, and we'll see you on sale day.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Louis.
You bet.
Hey, folks. I'm here with Matt Mehring with Mehring Auction. Matt, hey, always a pleasure to see you.
Good to see you too, Greg. Thanks for coming out to the Schweim farm.
You bet. Now, a couple weeks ago, we were out covering your sale, and you had some beautiful Alice Chalmers tractors.
Yes,
That was a fun sale.
It was a very fun sale, and we had some prices on some of the rare big muscle tractors that brought
Right.
good prices.
Yeah, 40,000 on that 220 two-wheel drive was pretty good.
Yeah, that was.
Now, the Schweim brothers here, boy, they've got some clean-looking machinery, Matt.
Yes, they do. And Ralph called me up. There's three brothers here, and they get along like peaches and cream. And Ralph called me up, and we set up an appointment. I drove into the place, and Ralph, I think, is the youngest of the three brothers. And he says, we're going to retire from farming, and we got some older John Deere machinery, they said. And we sat at the kitchen table, of course, did the coffee thing. And soon they said, let's take a tour and look at the machinery. Of course, three different brothers, three different farm sites. And we went around, and this is the last farm we came to, and the combine and the three big John Deere tractors were here, and the corn planter was here, and they looked at me and they said, do we have enough for an auction? I said, you absolutely have enough for an auction.
Yeah, they've got just kind of stuff too with just a little bit of age on it, super clean.
Super clean, and that's the type of machinery that's strong in the market right now. You know, maybe 5 years ago when the commodity prices were different, farmers were running into their favorite dealer and buying a brand new one. Now when they have to have the pencil a little bit sharper, they look and search far and wide for these low-houred, clean tractors, and we've got 3-4 of them here that are really that way.
Very clean. And you mentioned when we talked earlier, Matt, also the brothers and their reputation. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we had a sales within 25 miles of here 2 months ago, and people would come up to us and I see you have the Schweim Brothers Farms auctions. I said, yes, we do. You'll get along with them like peaches and cream. They're just well-liked people, and they are. They're just pillars of the community. They're humble farmers, and they take care of their stuff, and they're known for that. So, sure, we'll probably have a majority of our machinery stay local. When I say local, within 25-30 miles, and the balance of it's going to go maybe 400 or 500 miles away.
And you've always, with Mehring Auction, you've you've been consistent over the years, Matt. Gosh, probably 10 years now with online bidding on all your
You have
farm
to.
auctions.
You have to. The marriage of a live on-site auction with online bidding, especially doing a Saturday sale, that's my preference and a lot of my clients' preferences. So so the families can come home. And nowadays, with the world so busy, a lot of people are in the market, and they may have a family day, a wedding day, or whatever. They can bid beforehand and leave a maximum bid, or bid live right during the auction on proxy bid. It's just an excellent tool for marketing.
Right. Yeah, you guys market very well, Matt, and always do a great job. Treat people well. It's fun to watch you guys work. And it'll be fun to have our TV cameras out for the
Yes,
sale.
it will. I'm looking very much forward to that again. And
Now, you remember the sale? It actually was the coldest auction I've ever covered.
that was down in Iowa, down around
Maple?
Owine, Iowa. Owine. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you had lost your voice right before that sale.
Lost my voice. It was about, I think the warmest it got that day was 12 below zero with a strong wind, and we had an open soybean field to be in. So,
but you know what? That was a hot sale.
yeah. And again, you get this good, clean equipment. You've got to market it. You've got to use web page like Machinery Pete. We've got banners on there, and you've got to get it out so you make sure every available eye is looked at this sale, and they'll come out. They'll come out or bid online and bid strong on it.
Right. Well, Matt, we appreciate your support of our business and your help all these years. I can't believe it's been this many years now.
37.
But, yeah. And you started in
1980.
1980.
Yeah. Went to auction school, Billings, Montana, Western College of Auctioneering. June of 80. First year, I think I did one sale plus a church sale. I officially booked my first sale in 1981, and it's been a trying an experience. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it all over again.
Well, Matt, your reputation throughout southeast Minnesota and beyond is fantastic, and it's treating people well every day. And now, what made you get into the auction business? What was it back then?
You know, I was born and raised on a dairy farm. I was adopted. I was the only son, and my parents wanted me to farm. I had a lot of allergies. We're on a dairy farm. I like farming. When I would probably start, and it was in the early 80s, and if you're old enough to remember back, the early 80s were not real good for farming. The economy was tough, the lendings were tough, and I chose to get into this to supplement. I wanted to actually just sell registered Holstein dairy cattle, and I soon learned that wasn't going to support my family.
Sure.
You know, just doing that. And I did like equipment. I always liked good equipment. My dad always had John Deere equipment, and we started getting into it, and when there was a sale with dairy cattle on it, I got it before probably some senior auctioneers that probably would have deserved it better than I did, but the people's hearts and their thinking were in the dairy cattle, so they hired me, and they figured I'd take care of the dairy cattle to get along with their machinery, and it did. And it really, you know, so it goes back to my young days in 4-H and FFA. I was very active with the dairy cattle then, but it brought me up to it. So you put me in front of a set of good Holstein dairy cattle, and I could sell them.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
And what is it like now, Matt, working with Michelle and Kevin and Adam?
Michelle is my wife, and she is the mainstay. She keeps us all busy. So I got 2 of my 3 sons involved in the business, and it's a very good thing. You know, like when we have family days, when we get together with the grandkids, we talk virtually no shop. It's grandpa and grandma and grandkids and kids and daughter-in-laws and whatnot with us. But you know, it's good. I like it. It's kind of like farming as a father-son farming. You're together every day, and you solve a lot of problems. Like my youngest son, Adam, now he's the tech person here.
He's sharp, really sharp.
Boy, I'm lost. I can answer my emails, and that's about it.
I enjoy talking to Adam and Kevin. They are really sharp, Matt.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun here again. Sale is Saturday, July 29th.
July 29th, 10 a.m.
And folks, Matt has another great sale this Saturday, the 22nd, just up the road in Montgomery, Minnesota, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit older machinery than this. There again, a super nice couple. He's in his early 50s and got a rare blood cancer. Thank God he was financially set in a way that he can live very comfortably off his rent. And he got married late in life and has 1 little girl. And great people, good clean line of machinery. Got some antique collector tractors up there in the international end of it. We got a nice John Deere combine, 9500. We've got a 4650 front wheel assist with about 5,000 hours, and that's low hours now.
You bet.
Yeah.
And for information, folks, go to maringauction.com, right, Matt?
Correct.
All right. Well, we will see you on the 29th, and should be great fun, Matt.
Thanks again, Greg.
All right. Thanks.